Hey everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of our WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. Tonight is our next episode of Tuesday Night Raw, and as you can see, we are now only 3 weeks away from our Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And as we saw last week, things starting to hot up a little bit. If you've not seen last week's, do go back and check it out. It was very interesting, especially at the beginning. But I will be telling you right now what happened anyway. The Rock made his way to the ring, obviously triumphant after winning the Raw Championship at Payback. As he just got to the ring, the debuting Empire, Tama Tonga and Tangaroa, hopped over the barricades and took the Rock out. Later on that evening, Tama Tonga and Tangaroa took on the team of Kama Mustafa and D'Lo Brown. Actually lost that match. And also later on that evening, Roman Reigns had a match against... who did Roman Reigns face off against? He faced off against Bret Hart last week. And after the match, The Rock came out and pointed the finger at Roman Reigns, obviously knowing that the Empire has always been Roman Reigns' sort of name. So Rock blames Reigns. Reigns not really said much either way as of yet, but it looks very much like that could be the case. Right, enough of me blabbering on. Let's have a look at tonight's card. We're going to start things off with the Sumerian Death Squad. Tommy End and Michael Dante taking on the Giants, Andre the Giant and the Big Show. Then we've got Nia Jax taking on Tamina Snuka. We're going to see Tama Tonga in singles action as he takes on Kama Mustafa. We've got Vader taking on R-Truth. As we promised last week, Santino Marella has been given a championship match. Last week, if you didn't see it, Santino actually defeated The Rock, the Nitro champion, one-on-one. So we gave him the opportunity this week to pick himself a tag team partner and go for the tag team championships. He's picked Grado, and tonight they'll face off against Edge and Christian. The Rock takes on Ryback. And our main event is going to be Drew Galloway taking on Sami Zayn. So you can probably guess the 4 matches we're going to watch. We're going to get rid of these tag team matches to start things off. And a win. A great win for the Sumerian Death Squad. Good to see that. Nia Jax defeated Tamina, the former Raw champion. Or Raw Women's Champion, should I say. And Vader defeats R-Truth. That leaves us 4 matches left. So we've got Tama Tonga, Kama Mustafa. Edge and Christian defending their tag team championships against Santino and Grado. The Rock facing off against Ryback, and of course our main event, Drew Galloway versus Sami Zayn. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match. And here is the opening match as promised. It is going to be Tama Tonga making his singles debut here on Raw as he takes on Kama Mustafa. The whole train. And here we go now. Here comes D'Lo Brown out to ringside to support his partner, Kama Mustafa here. Tama Tonga does not look impressed. He's come to the ring alone. And what sort of effect is D'Lo Brown going to have at ringside? So far, Tama Tonga not affected too much as he just catches Kama Mustafa right in the back of the head with that kick. And a win here for Tama Tonga would be a massive win for him. Of course, they lost last week to the Nation of Domination's Kama Mustafa and D'Lo Brown. So they'll want to definitely pick up a win here this evening. Big kick there by Kama Mustafa straight into the pin. Thinks he might have knocked Tama Tonga out there, but evidently not as he kicked out before the 2 count. So both guys back up to their feet. Tama now sending Kama Mustafa, off this closer rope and caught him with a power slam. D'Lo Brown at ringside. What effect is he going to have on the match? Is he going to interfere here, or is he going to just be there for moral support? It's difficult to say, really. We'll have to see as time goes on just what sort of effect he's going to have. Tonga now sending Mustafa to the outside, crashing to the mat below. Bringing Mustafa up to his feet. And I think this will be a great stable for Roman Reigns to be in, really. I just think the style of all 3 guys, they match quite well. All part of this. I don't know if they all are part of the same. I know Kama Mustafa and Tangaroa are both sons of Haku. I don't know if Haku has any family ties to the Anoi family. You might have to let me know. I'm sure there's a few people out there that will know the answer to that question. In slides Tama Tonga, allowing the referee to try and count Kama Mustafa out. Mustafa's back in though. And a second cutscene. And D'Lo Brown now is attracting the attention of Tama Tonga, and then a big double axe handle against the back there by Kama Mustafa. And D'Lo Brown is having an undesired effect, if you're Tama Tonga at least. Anyway, there's this snapmare. But Tonga back in control. Big elbows to the forehead of Kama Mustafa. Now, there's been rumours that WWE were interested in Tama Tonga, but I don't know. I think some people have sort of mentioned that Tama Tonga had the opportunity and refused because New Japan were the ones that gave him his opportunity, his first big break, and he wants to repay them. But I think eventually you have to consider it as Kama Mustafa lining Tama Tonga up here. Takes him up and drops him down. Wow, that could be all. 1, 2, and 3, and it is. Wow. Wow, 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 indeed. Was not expecting a win that quick for Kama Mustafa. The presence of D'Lo Brown on the outside was just too much for Tama Tonga. Just distracted him, allowed, obviously, Kama Mustafa to get back in control. And that allowed Kama Mustafa to hit that big front-facing suplex. And a massive win here for Kama Mustafa in an incredibly quick match. And here is the rivalry update. Dirty fighting. Kama Mustafa and D'Lo Brown have resorted to using underhanded tactics to defeat Tama Tonga and Tangaroa. Interesting to see that Tangaroa was not a ringside for that match, but D'Lo Brown did make it down there. That is very interesting. Tama Tonga has now got a... Well, he's on a cold streak and what looks to be like a confusion as well. Is that confusion? I don't honestly know. But Kama Mustafa, as you can see now, double hot streak and a momentum boost as well. Enemies now with both members of the Empire, Tama Tonga and Tangaroa. And here's our next match here this evening. It's going to be the Tag Team Championship match as Edge and Christian defend against the newly formed team of Santino Marella and Grado. And here we go. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I believe. Was difficult to tell. I'm not very good with my American places. But these two guys have been dominant tag team champions now for quite a while since defeating the Giants a couple of months back, I think it was. Maybe our first pay-per-view. Defeated a couple of comers now, including the Sumerian Death Squad at our Raw Invades ICW event about 6 weeks ago. And now they're going to have to take on a newly formed team, a team that they probably on paper wouldn't think too much of. The team of Santino Marella, and Grado. Grado, though, in incredible form. He's picked up some... Sorry, not Grado. Santino's picked up some amazing wins so far in this Universe mode, including last week defeating the Raw champion, The Rock. One-on-one as well. It was a crazy match. Of course, we did actually sim that match, and when we got that result, I was just absolutely stunned. And we gave Santino... I was trying to think of the best thing to do for him, but we already had a Raw rivalry set up for the championship. We already had a rivalry set up for the European Championship as well. So the only thing left was for Santino to get himself a tag team partner and go for these Raw Tag Team Championships. I think he could do pretty well here, you know. However, you'd say on paper, definitely the team of Edge and Christian should be dominant in this one. Big knee to the face there by Edge on Santino out of nowhere. Now just crushing his chest there with a boot to the head. Or the boot to the chest, shall we say. And here comes the tag into his new partner, Grado. Let's just see how the teamwork works between these two. Virtual unknowns. They're not really teamed together as before. This is a brand new one. But I think style-wise, the two of them could work together quite well. They sort of act very similar. They have very similar styles. Very similar characters as well. Big discus forearm there by Edge. And at the moment, it's looking very one-sided. Edge now bringing Grado back up to his feet. And a big right hand taking Grado straight back down to his back. And a big drop kick, and so far Edge really dominating this. Grado though does get a little bit of action back and comes across and does manage to bring in his partner Santino, the guy who's on a hot streak at the moment really, but Edge just catches Santino straight away onto his shoulders, looking for like a razor's edge, but Santino slides free into a neck breaker. Big kick to the chest of Edge, and went for a second, but Edge managed to roll out the way, but Santino back in control, sending Edge off the far ropes, went for a crossbody, Edge avoided it, and Santino crashed and burned on the mat, and now Santino allowing Edge to bring in his partner Christian. Don't know if that's a wise thing or not. And a tag now as Grado gets brought back in. Grado just stamping on the back of the arm of Christian, now bringing him back up to his feet. A couple of big overhand punches and a drop kick as well. You know what, Grado and Santino are actually doing quite well here. Better than I expected, really. Now Grado does come across and brings Santino back into the match. Santino, I think, is really the man who's on the most form, and you know, some of these things do really work out the way that you don't expect them to. So on paper, like we said, on paper, you'd think Edge and Christian would really dominate this match and really win it quite easily. But as we've seen recently, especially on yesterday's episode of Nitro, if you've not seen that, I definitely suggest you go back. We had a champion versus champion match. We had Hideo Itami versus Brock Lesnar, and I was saying at the beginning of the match how I thought it was a bad place for Hideo Itami to be in this match, especially so close to his championship defense, and Hideo went on to dominate Brock Lesnar for most of the match and ended up picking up the victory as well. So say it really could go either way. We could see brand new tag team champions here, no reason why not. Santino with the headbutt to the back of Christian. Known for the pin, he goes. 1, 2. Oh god, it was close to a 3 count already. A big kick to the back of Christian, who's back up to his feet and catches Santino with a drop kick. A chop now to the side of the head. Now Christian bringing in Edge. Edge now Northern Lights suplex on Santino. Rolling Santino over. Santino trying to make his way back up to his feet. Edge gives him a helping hand. Front chancery. Now bringing him across to his partner Christian, who does make the tag in. A little bit of tag team work here. Double Samoan drop. There's the pin by Christian. 1, 2. Oh, it was almost enough. It was almost enough. Christian, though, just stalking the grounded Santino. Arms are out as he potentially looking for an Unprettier. Turns Santino around, hooks it in. There's the Unprettier. That could be enough. Rolls him straight over into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Grado was not quickly across the ring enough. And that wasn't even a real sentence, was it? Grado was not quick enough across the ring. And Edge and Christian do successfully retain their tag team championships against the makeshift team of Santino and Grado. It's a shame for Santino and Grado. Santino's done so well in recent times. But this was just a step too much for him. Maybe if he was in a singles match, maybe he might have been able to pull it off, but it was just too much for him. Too much for him, but Edge and Christian are a very formidable team. a tag team that have tagged him for a very long amount of time, years and years and years. And it showed tonight. It showed the team coherentness. Unlike my sentences, just showed. And as you see, and prettier here, Grado's just too slow. Just too slow. Christian just rolls him straight over, referees down. See, Grado actually turned away 1, 2, and then by the time he got there, it was already a free count. So another successful championship defense for Edge and Christian. And it's going to take something special to take the belts off these guys. It really is. And yeah, we're going to have to try and figure something out. Maybe the winners of Kama Mustafa and the other guy, D'Lo Brown, against Tama Tonga and Tangaroa. Maybe the winners of that feud could become #1 contenders for the tag team championships. No reason why not. And that'd be pretty interesting because the winners of that feud would probably have quite a lot of momentum boosts and hot streaks and stuff like that. So that could be a real good thing for them to do. And here is our next match this evening as the Raw champion, The Rock, takes on Ryback. And here we go. Both guys are in the ring. And The Rock distracted here as the music starts up, and down to the ring comes Roman Reigns, trying his best to get in The Rock's head at any situation. And he's done a great job here. It very much looks like Roman Reigns was behind the attack on The Rock last week. The Rock pointed the finger at Roman Reigns, and now Reigns making his way down to ringside to watch this match, and Reigns is really playing some mind games. This could help Ryback out here. We've seen how much this can be a problem for people when their enemies do come down. Although it could end up just spurring The Rock on to really show what he can do while Roman Reigns is stood there. As Rock just laying a smackdown into a front chancery and into a neck breaker. He does hit it. Stamping on the gut of Ryback. Ryback's back up though. Rock sending Ryback off that far rope and brings him back into an arm drag. Rock tripping Ryback over. Back up to his feet, but Ryback is using his superior strength to send the Rock over the top, crashing to the ground below. Again, just stomping on the chest of the Rock, who's back up now though, and Ryback straight with a big stiff back elbow, but the Rock catches Ryback with a jawbreaker. Rock into a DDT. One of the Rock's signature DDTs, now a big boot to the back of Ryback. And Ryback could be in the wrong place at the wrong time here because the Rock is looking annoyed. The Rock obviously attacked last week by Tama Tonga and Tangaroa. That's a tricky... I always have to think about that before I say it, just to make sure I get it right. Rock now sending Ryback into the corner. And Roman Reigns now distracting the Rock. And Reigns is really in the head of the Rock here. The two get face to face. The Rock hasn't noticed that Ryback is back up now, and there's a massive right hand. The Rock goes down hard. Roman Reigns looks very happy about that, even though he had nothing to... Why, he distracted the Rock. And now Reigns leaving ringside. His work is done here by the looks of it. He knows he's got in the head of the Rock, and Ryback now in control of this match. Just pummeling the Rock in the corner of the barricade there. Ryback just sending Rock straight into the ring steps now and back up to his feet. Ryback slides back into the ring. Ryback's happy to win this one by count out, but the Rock is not happy to allow him to do that. Back in the ring on 6. There's the spine buster by The Rock. Comes around the back of Ryback. I thought he was potentially going to go for a people's elbow then, but he's a bit too... well, he was a bit too close to the ropes, but now The Rock is lining up the people's elbow. And there it is, the people's elbow on Ryback. In for the pin he goes. Is that going to be enough? 1, 2... And no, Ryback kicks out of the people's elbow. Rock can't believe it. Is that his finisher maneuver on this game? I think it is. So the rock bottom and the people's elbow. I think the spine buster is the signature maneuver. Ryback's now lining up The Rock though. He's got him hooked. He's got him up on the shoulders. Ryback marching around. There's the shell shock. Straightens the pin, and this could be a massive win for Ryback. Referee slowed down, but 1, 2, and 3. And The Rock suffers back-to-back losses now. Last week against Santino, this week against Ryback. And Roman Reigns is really in this man's head. Really inside this man's head here. Last week the attacks and everything like that had Roman Reigns, had the Rock so worked up that he lost to Santino. This week, Reigns' appearance at ringside distracting The Rock. And Ryback just picked off the pieces. The Rock wasn't beaten physically here. The Rock here was beaten mentally. And Ryback just took every advantage he needed. So The Rock now lost back-to-back weeks. And this is not looking good for The Rock. Roman Reigns could become a 2-time Raw champion here in a few weeks' time at Money in the Bank. And this could be the last time we ever see Ryback on a WWE game as well. The guy, I think, is severed a lot of his ties with WWE. By the looks of it, it's only a matter of time before we get the release. And here is the rivalry result: rising tensions, intensity between the champion, The Rock, and Roman Reigns after their confrontation. See, The Rock is now on a cold streak, which is not a good situation for him to be in. Ryback's got himself a hot streak from that, though, so he's done pretty well. Rock's actually become slightly more cowardly from that, has he? Or no, some slightly more bold from that, I believe. Anyway, it's not looking good for The Rock in this championship feud against Roman Reigns. And here is our next match. It's going to be Drew Galloway taking on Sami Zayn in our main event. And here we go. Both guys are in the ring. Not getting a lot of entrances tonight, are we? And Drew Galloway distracted now. We're going to get a very similar cutscene to the last match for the looks of it. And here he is, the European champion himself, Cesaro. Last week, Drew Galloway made the secret to Cesaro that he wanted that championship match after Cesaro lost to Cena. And now Cesaro looks like he's going to come out here to watch his potential challenger, Drew Galloway. And I'm sure Sami Zayn's not going to be happy about this either. Sami Zayn and Cesaro have history themselves. So let's get this match underway, our main event. And it's crazy to think that yesterday we had 4 matches and our 4th match didn't start to the 45th minute of the video. Now we've had 3 matches already in this one. Our 4th match has started on the 27th minute of the video. So we're looking at pretty much like a shorter video than yesterday. It just shows how crazy and what's the word I'm looking for? Unreliable these videos can be. We could end up with loads of stuff. We could end up with nothing. There's Drew Galloway now just pinning Sami Zayn against that rope. Referee has to get in between them and a clean break from both. My ability to talk seems to be slowly disappearing at the moment. Great tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there by Drew Galloway. I think it was. I get confused because I've got the TV in front of me, which is what I'm commentating off. But every now and again, I just have a quick glance back at my computer screen just to make sure it's still recording. However, my computer screen, for some reason, the recordings is about 3 or 4 seconds behind. So if I miss a move on one and I look at the other one to watch it, I can't see it, so I just have to guess sometimes what the move was, just on the basis of the last couple of seconds of the move. Both the guys now on the outside as something else is buzzing on my other computer now. It's all getting very confusing. Yeah, so I'm trying to edit videos on one computer by recording them on the other computer, and it's very confusing. Right, Drew Galloway now, a big kick to the gut of Sami Zayn, now bringing him back up to his feet. Another boot to the gut as well, and a chop, and Drew Galloway here, a victory over Sami Zayn would really cement him in this European Championship #1 contendership spot. However, the attendance of Cesaro at ringside really could be the distraction that he doesn't need. Galloway had Sami Zayn up on his shoulder there, but Zayn slides free from the elbow. Now a Saito suplex on Drew Galloway. Sami Zayn now taking Galloway round into a Blue Thunder Bomb, trying to get the victory early on. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. That could have been so quickly a 3. Galloway now bringing Zayn into the middle of the ring, takes him up. Oh, pile driver spiked as well. Galloway bringing Zayn back up to his feet. Gets around the back of him. German suplex as well, and Zayn looks to be struggling now. But Zayn back in control, has Drew Galloway against them ropes, and now Zayn sending Galloway to the outside. Is Zayn potentially looking high risk here? It's very high risk. Springs off the ropes, over the top, and Galloway moved out the way, and that just shows why it's called a high-risk maneuver, because you could end up being hurt like that, and that is not a situation that Zayn wanted to be in. Zayn with the uppercut now on Galloway. I don't know how Zayn's still going in this one after crashing and burning flat on his back on the outside. That is so painful. Big diving clothesline from the top rope there by Drew Galloway, bringing Zayn back up to his feet. And so far, I was about to say so far Cesaro's had no influence on this match, but you can see now Cesaro getting the attention of Drew Galloway, who was demolishing Sami Zayn here. Galloway now comes to the outside, and you see Cesaro and Galloway both having a conversation. Zayn's back up, and there's a big right hand. Now, how much is that going to affect Drew Galloway as Cesaro makes his way away from ringside? Again, knows he's probably done enough damage here. He's got in the head of Drew Galloway, and that is all he wanted to do here, I think. He doesn't care about the result. He just wanted to get inside the head of him. And there is the Koji clutch locked in by Sami Zayn. Unfortunately, submission finishes aren't fantastic on this game. I'm going to have to get rid of that. I really am. Maybe I can give him the brainbuster on the top turnbuckle, because that seems to be quite effective. There's the pin by Zayn anyway after that. And it is enough, though. The damage just sucked out of Drew Galloway with that Koji clutch. And there is the Koji clutch, and you see it's just enough to... Cesaro's attendance at ringside was just enough to distract Drew Galloway, allowing Sami Zayn to lock in this Koji clutch as well. And the life was just sucked out of Drew Galloway. There was the pin. I'm surprised it was enough, but it was. So there we go, everyone. That is the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Big win here for Sami Zayn over Drew Galloway. We've seen a big win for Ryback over The Rock as well. Khan Mustafa, a win over Tama Tonga. And of course, Edge and Christian successfully defending their tag team championships against the new team of Santino and Grado. I think we'll probably go ahead with that team and keep it for now as well anyway. If you have enjoyed this video, then please do hit that like button. It does really help me out a lot. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more of the WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all on Thursday for our next episode of Thunder.